inside the car and locked the door. It wasn't one moment too soon because this man was now at my driver's side window, demanding me to roll it down. He kept yelling that he didn't want to hurt me. He only wanted to talk. He began to pound on the window as I fumbled with my keys to try to get the hell out of there. I began to fear that he'd shatter my window and get his hands on me. Finally, I got my car started, and as I put the car into reverse and backed out, he began to scream bloody murder. He was yelling for me to stop because I'd run over his foot. My gut instinct told me that this man was faking the injury to get me out of my car. I was not going to get out of that car for any reason. I drove home as fast as I could. Once home, I called the police. They came to take my report and get my description of the guy. At this point, I wasn't certain about whether I had injured him or not. I explained all of this to the police officer. The police sent another officer to the parking lot to see if he was still there and suffering from an injury. He wasn't there. Nobody called the police to report a hit and run either. I am female. I was 15. It was 1992. I lived in a southern CA suburb where everyone's backyard is fully fenced in. We had a detached garage that could only be accessed from the alley or backyard. We also had an old woodshed that led to a gate going out to the alley. It was evening, but still light out. The sun was getting ready to set. My parents were on the verge of divorce, so my mom wasn't home, which was common most evenings. My dad worked nights, so he had an odd sleep napping schedule. He also slept like a rock. When he was sleeping, it was often like being alone because it was difficult to wake him. He was sleeping on the sofa just inside the back door. I went out to our garage to switch some of my laundry. Just over the dryer, there was a window facing the woodshed where our gate was. I knelt down to pull some clothes out of the dryer, and when I stood up, there was a man looking in at me. He was in our backyard. The gate behind him was closed. It was a really loud gate, so when someone opened or closed it, you definitely heard it from even inside the house. I hadn't heard it, so it was clear he had been there while I walked out and had watched me. He didn't say anything that I can recall. He just started to walk toward the door to get into the garage. I remember just thinking, I need to get out of this garage because otherwise he will come in and I will be trapped in here. This was because the garage door opener was right next to the door you had to walk through to get in from the backyard. The door I came through. I ran out into the backyard where he was. I had no other choice. The back door to our house consisted of French doors, and the one door was open because I often left it open when I was just running out to grab laundry. I thought about running into the house, but he wasn't very far away from me, and I was afraid he would run in behind me before I could run in and get the door locked. He was probably in his late 30s, maybe around 5 to 9, and had longer hair. He started to just walk towards me without saying anything. I froze. I thought perhaps I could run past him around the side of our house and jump the 4-foot fence to the front yard and run and start screaming. We had an active neighborhood, and I knew most of our neighbors. I was certain if I did that, someone would help. However, I couldn't manage to get up the courage to just move because I would have had to run past him, and I was scared I would run right into his grip. Just then, our dog came bolting out and began barking ferociously, and he backed up a bit. She was a small dog, but it was enough. She was followed by my dad, who is 6'3" and pretty big. He yelled out, "Hey, who the fuck are you?"